the UN delegation, regarding all those restrictions, we were able to have so many people. I think it's a very good clue of what is happening. And I think that we did it and we succeed for two reasons. The first one, with an obvious one, is that people are very hungry to see at what situation are the negotiations. What we want, we all know. We want a real agreement with a real target of reduction of greenhouse gas emission, a real binding agreement, recognizing and acknowledging the responsibility of the northern country, and finding the funds for mitigation and adaptation for the south. That is our common commitment. And what we see is not that at all. It's the developed world to try to trick the south country, to divide them between some African and some others, some Asian and some others. And the first reason to be there, and what explained why this demo was so important, is to protest against this political situation. But the second reason to be there is the incredible activity and repression from the Danish police and government. Because of course, inside the Bella Center they banned a certain number of people, and I'm thinking that the FOE is really a scandal and we have to protest again. But it's not the only thing they did. They arrested people everywhere in the city, before the demo. Tadzio Müller, one of the great activists, was arrested yesterday at the Bella Center. We talked about at the last briefing. Yesterday evening, they attacked this factory, the candy factory, to take up the bike. Yesterday evening late, they were at the info point of the Reclaim Power, where Via Campesina was having a party and an event, and lucky for Via Campesina, they were just leaving just before the police raid. But when you look at all those actions, it's absolutely unbelievable. It was the same during the day and during the morning early when they tried to limit the capacity and to block the young people who wanted to join the demo. And the reason to be protesting inside the Bella Center was obviously to protest against this restriction of civil liberty, elementary civil rights, and freedom of the people. And I think that we had this big success inside because everyone was feeling and smelling that something wrong is happening on our freedom and our civil liberty and civil capacity to express ourselves. But now what I propose, I was waiting for you from the press conference. The press conference is finished now. The best will be the people who were presenting the other part of the action. And if we can have, I don't know if it's you, Tom, or other, to explain how was the big demo, what kind of problem and evaluation you can have, to have an exchange, because what I did is to express and to explain what I saw inside the Bella Center. But I think now we have just half an hour, a little bit more, we have 35 minutes, and it will be good to have an exchange on the other side, on the demo. What we do, Tom, you present it, or other people want to do it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You want to? Come.
Hi, good evening everybody. So basically I was in the march today, and so we couldn't get in the Bella Center obviously, and then what happened is we were allowed to, by the police, which was not expected, to come back from the Bella Center to the center of Copenhagen. So basically we took the main road, and the whole of the people who were there were able to basically continue the march there. So there were in the march people from Climate Justice Action. I must say, I don't belong to any organization. I must say, besides this, there were a lot of people who were not particularly in any organization, and that was just happy to be able to freely represent 6 billion people, and obviously most of which couldn't make it today. And basically that's how we felt from outside, because we're not able in the Bella Center if we're not part of an organization. So it's just the happy few representing 6 billion people, and we're outside representing the majority of this planet that were not allowed in the Bella Center. So eventually happy that our voice was heard, even if it was only to be able to continue the march to the center, which was actually absolutely not planned at the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, before to pass the floor to everyone, two people will start our trip, perhaps if you want. Tom will present what happened outside, because he was one of the responsible of the march in Tarnby. And Josh, who is one of the great activists who make successful the inside, will also explain what happened.
Okay, first of all, hold your hands up. Who was in the demonstration of today? So, yeah. So, this gives us another situation, because here are the majority of the people who were together today. So maybe we just make a short summary. First of all, we have to say that this was a very important civil disobedience action we made together. It was not spontaneously, because many organization networks worked together to make this happen. But you have all together felt this enormous energy we had during these hours going to the Bella Center. So this was a very important moment, and this shows us that all together we can do this kind of civil disobedience actions. Maybe with 5,000 people more, and a little bit more pushing, because there was a moment you have felt that just one moment before the police started to beat us up, there was a moment when we just went through, so it was just a moment to it, yes? We clearly have to denounce here the violence and the human rights violation of the Danish and whatever police, because there was not only Danish police, yes? And this is clearly showing where European Union's internal policies will going through the next years. So this is a new kind of step of cooperation between policies from Germany, Denmark, Holland, and whatever they come from. And one important issue we have to show is that the high technology, the observation, this moment, like 2 or 3 hours after we went to the Bella Center, this helicopter was just 10 meters above us, yes, filming everybody, and then 2 minutes later they kept somebody out of the demonstration, saying that because of the helicopter they identified somebody who near the Bella Center did something illegal. We all together did something illegal because they called the demonstration illegal. So if they wanted to get us, come here police and detain us all here together, no? So this is the real issue. What we made today was a very important step. We have to build up what are the next steps we are doing. Yes, so people should stay after this assembly. We are should making small working groups and should explain very well what media work we are doing, what action we are doing the next days, what we are doing with this accreditation, which is none less, because even the big delegations who have this accreditation cannot go in now, so it's completely undemocratic, untransparent what is going on there. But we also have to follow up with the detained people. So we asked people here from Denmark, please come here, explain how many people are in the prison, who has been injured, how many people has been injured and in hospital. We need these numbers. We have to bring these numbers to the media, to the press, to our own organization, who has been injured. So we must making complaints, legal complaints against the police, because this police violence will not be impunity. We have to fight against the police impunity we have today. Yes?